There's some damage. He had trouble even walking on it. Came through when the team needed him most with some key performances.
He performed admirably. And Tim Daggett, what a story there, just 6 months after a severe neck injury.
Yeah, Tim is doing a very good job. You know, he took himself completely out of the running as an individual all-around performer when he had a disastrous performance on the rings and the vault yesterday. But he's showing a true team spirit here because he's digging in, even though he's not an individual contender, and he's putting together great performances when the team needs it.
Let us bring you up to date on some of the action leading up to the 6th rotation. Now, gymnasts affectionately called Tim Daggett the Bull, and he came charging back.
Tim had problems, as we mentioned, in the compulsory exercises, but he was able to design his optional routine around his weaknesses and perform beautifully.
Kevin Davis has been inspirational.
He turned in an outstanding and gutsy performance on the parallel bars for a 9.65 in spite of a very painful dismount.
They've been working on that ankle through most of the competition. His ankle heavily taped. The pain has to be excruciating. Perhaps the most consistent performer, Scott Johnson. He's been averaging 9.79 on his routines.
Scott did a beautiful laid-out souk full and stuck the landing. And then, of course, he went over to parallel bars and charged through this very exciting routine with some original elements and some classy style. Nice press to handstand, and he dismounted with a beautiful pike double back.
As expected, the Cubans going with their high-risk routines, crowd pleasers.
Jose Fraga did a vault in competition that few gymnasts would even try in practice. A handspring double front. He did not make it, scored only a 9.4.
So typical of the Cubans to go for the big, high-risk skills. And here it paid off. He excelled in this event. This is Felix Aguilera. Now watch this. Back-to-back reverse hex. Done as well as anyone in the world.
At times, there's been sarcastic laughter from the Cubans. They feel they've been scored unjustly on the low side.
But even though they feel that the scores have not been high enough, they have definitely been very aggressive in their performances, sticking the landings on big dismounts like that. And Suarez, of course, did an unbelievable routine which featured a full twisting ginger and a tremendous combination here, a full over the bar to a one arm. Now another one arm, full twisting front out of an eagle grip. I believe it's original element. I don't think we've seen it ever competed before. He finished his exercise with eagle giant swings and a really high piked full out to a nice landing.
So, as we prepare for the 6th and final rotation for the United States on the high bar, the Cubans have a bye. They'll sit, wait, watch, and hope before they come back for the 7th rotation on the floor exercise.
Muggsy?
Which is the high-best final routine. Somewhere in the region, he has to have thoughts of how painful that dismount will be on his injured ankle.
And not only am I sure that he's worried about the dismount, but he's got to get by the big release move right here at the beginning of his exercise. Okay, here it comes. Stalder, reverse hack, no problem. He does a move called a Weiler kip. Gets back into the giant swings with a Stalder. And there's his inverted giant swings. So far, the exercise is going very smoothly, but you know right now, he's thinking, I gotta nail this dismount, and he knows it's gonna hurt. There's a laid out, full out, over-rotated.
Are you surprised he didn't simplify the dismount?
Well, many times gymnasts do water back, but I really feel that that's the dismount he's been training. Many times it's too late to go back and change things.
Obviously in pain, Kevin did not perform routines on the vault or the floor exercise because of that injury.
Let's go, Charles.
Now let's see what happens here on the dismount. He's going to do a laid out, full out. It looks to me like he slung it out. He let go a little early and pulled the rotation around too far. You know that had to hurt.
Davis' score has been posted, 9.45. Now, you may have heard Scott Johnson say, come on, Charlie. Charlie Lakes is next up on the high bar. And Charlie has struggled on every apparatus today. He's fallen 3 times in the competition, including his favorite event, the parallel bars.
This is Charlie's event. It's perfect for his personality. He's such a free spirit. If anyone plays gymnastics, it's Charlie. Now watch this move. Whoa! So front and so high. Now reverse heck, equally as high. Double layout dismount. Beautiful exercise. His best of the entire competition.
I think Charlie plays to the crowd. He has a t-shirt that says intensity or insanity. He was on the brink.
Charlie, of course, is coming back from a severely bruised tailbone earlier in the week, and yet he looks really strong here. He did a beautiful Jaeger flip, and here is an excellent reverse hecht over the top of the bar into giant swings, and he sets up a layout double back, which he slung out a little bit, but boy, was he high.
Go, Cam, knock it out, buddy.
Outstanding performance for Charlie Lakes. The score is posted 9.80. So the U.S. is closing the door on Cuba with Tim Daggett and Scott Johnson still to come. As a matter of fact, the U.S. can mathematically eliminate Cuba before the Cubans' final rotation. Women have just completed their workout next door and are now anxious spectators, cheerleaders, if you will, for their male counterparts. Tim Daggett knows how close they are to clinching the gold medal.
And Tim, being helped up by Olympic coach A.B. Grossfeld, has been in this position before. He was second to last in the '84 Olympic Games, needed to hit his routine to clinch the gold.
Here he goes with his release combination. Reverse hecht to a Ginger, nicely done. Tim is known for his aggressive style in the sport of gymnastics. I feel since his injury, he isn't as aggressive as he used to be, but he is definitely really challenging this exercise here. Nice inverted giant swings. Here he sets up for a laid out double back. Great exercise.
The Cubans sitting out this rotation, watching their chances for a gold slip away.
There you go, bud. That was sweet, man.
Now you can see here on this release combination that Tim does a reverse hecht way up over the bar, right to a Ginger, in nice and tight but very clean form. And on the laid out double backflip, he has good position in the air. He's not as high as Charlie Lakes was, but he did a better landing.
9.85. He's been solid on every apparatus. Scott Johnson needs a 9.85 to mathematically eliminate the Cubans. He can win the gold here. The final team member for the United States in this competition.
And Scott has been so solid throughout this competition, but he's been having trouble with high bar dismounts. He's been working on a new dismount. We'll see if he can do it here. Good inverted giant swings. Here's the one arm to a one-arm Ginger. Nicely done.
And Bart, I'm sure you've noticed, as I have, Scott is so much more relaxed going into the competition.
He really is very confident and very solid. He seems to be so much in control. Here's the dismount. No problem on a laid-out double back.
We've been told Scott Johnson is a 9.85, so the United States men have won the Pan Am gold medal for the first time since 1975. And as Bart Conner makes his way down to talk with some of the gymnasts, Kathy, let's take another look at Scott's brilliant routine.
And Scott was just great all throughout. This is his one-arm giants, setting up for a one-arm Ginger. Perfect distance from the bar. Now here's the dismount. As Bart said earlier, he changed from doing a triple back, which he was having trouble, to a double layout and a perfect landing.
It's official, 9.85 for Scott Johnson. We've just been told the United States score beats the old Pan Am record score by 5 points. And the Cubans, now starting their final rotation, can't catch them. Here's Bart now with 2 of the heroes.
Kevin, coming into this competition, you looked great in practice. It wasn't there. You blew your ankle out coming into this optional session. What happened?
I was warming up my vault, and I landed sideways on the mat and turned my ankle when I landed half on the mat and half off the mat.
Do you know how bad it is?
It's a good twist. I dislocated my right ankle 2 years ago, and this one's pretty good. It's not as good as that one, but it was a good job.
How demoralizing was it for you right before you come out to roll your ankle?
You know, we've trained really hard, and I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. I really wanted to show a good all-around performance, and it was really hard to deal with right at first because I knew I wouldn't be able to do floor and vault.
And Tim Daggett, some days it's easy. Some days it just falls into place. Today was hard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really hard. You know, I came off of a rough day yesterday. It was just really tough with the injury. I'm not as strong as I need to be, but God, you know, it was no Tim Daggett. It was USA today. I mean, we were a team, and we had a lot of obstacles to overcome, but man, we were going to do it from the start. I knew we were going to go out there and win the gold medal. Well, congratulations.
So, the U.S. team, a group which has changed so dramatically since the 1984 Olympics, has taken its first major step toward the 88 Games in Seoul. It is indeed a courageous team, led by a time-tested veteran, Scott Johnson. For Kathy Johnson and Bart Connor, I'm Tim Brandt.
All right, Tim, and a check of the final men's team statistics shows that Cuba finished almost 3 points behind the American men, who, as Tim told you, won their first Pan American gold since 1975. And what a great performance by Scott Johnson. Now, those marks count toward the all-around, which will be contested later today after we're off the air. Scott is with us live now. Scott, Tim, and Bart mentioned that you are very confident right now. Are you confident that you could walk away with the all-around championship here at the Pan Ams?
Well, I feel pretty confident actually going into today's competition. Of course, it helps a lot winning the team competition and having the lead that I do of .65 going into today. So right now, as I'm getting ready to warm up here, I do feel pretty good, but I'm not going to say to myself I'm going to walk away with it. No, there's a lot that can happen, so I'm just going to go out there and do the best that I can, of course, and try to keep a confident attitude throughout.
Scott, you're 25. You've been competing in gymnastics since you were 10. Korea is next year in the Olympics. What are your plans?
Well, my plans right now are definitely to get ready for the Olympics in Seoul, Korea. Between now and then, we have a World Championships in Rotterdam, Holland, which will be in October. So that's going to be a big stepping stone on our way to Seoul, Korea. And then, of course, to compete in the Olympic Games, I'm looking real forward to, and it would be great to win a medal there, and I think that I have a shot at that. But, you know, it would just be great to be there and to compete in the Olympics again. I'll be a 2-time Olympian, and I'm really looking forward to that. After Seoul, Korea, I'm hanging up the grips. I'll be retired, so it'll be time to move on to something else.
All right, Scott, congratulations, and good luck this afternoon.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Now, another athlete that we're looking forward to seeing this afternoon. Over at track and field, Carl Lewis.
Scott Johnson of the United States leads. He's